Hi guys, and welcome back to SwitchUp. Today we're going to be looking at a list of the upcoming games on the Nintendo Switch, as we do every week. There's the usual array of detritus, and some that Glen's going to absolutely love.
Yep, there's a couple of big hitters coming this week, plus a few of unknown quality as well, so let's dive in and have a good old look.
The first game, and an absolutely huge hitter obviously, is Final Fantasy VII. Now, it's described on the eShop as a timeless classic, and for me personally this is my favourite of the entire series. I think I plumbed around about 120 hours into it. It comes with the usual extras that are supposed to be quality of life improvements like 3 times speed mode, the ability to turn off battle encounters, which is just not the same game, is it really, or the battle enhancement modes. This has one of the best stories in any game I've played, and if you never got around to experience it, I can tell you now it's worth playing. Thankfully, it's releasing at a much cheaper price than the recently released Final Fantasy IX at around about £12 or $15.
I've got to be honest, I've never actually played Final Fantasy VII. I played the first ever one on the NES, I played a remake of 3 on the DS, and I played 6 on the Super Nintendo, but I've never played 7, so it'll be interesting to see what all the hype's about. Right, next one then is Xenon Racer. Now, everyone's been waiting for an F-Zero game for God knows how long now. I don't think Nintendo are going to make one anytime soon, so this may well be the next best thing. Looking at the screenshots and the trailer, the game looks delightful. Whether it will look that good on the Switch, we'll wait and see. But what's just as eye-watering as the graphics is that price, £45, dear me. If it's as good as it looks, then it may well be worth it. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I've been looking at that one for a while. It looks absolutely lovely, but like Glen rightly said, let's be honest, these eShop images have not been particularly reliable as of late. The next game that caught our eye is the lovely looking Windscape. Now, we never really know how to describe this art style. It almost has that cel shaded look, but I'd say it was more of a low polygon style. It means that you can create lovely looking worlds with very little processing power, and there are elements of Skyrim for me. It's a first-person exploration action adventure, which immediately catches my eye, to be fair, just on its own, and the price is very low on this one. What do you reckon, Glen?
Yeah, judging by the trailer on the eShop, it actually looks pretty interesting. It certainly has a Skyrim vibe about it, but obviously with the different art style, and it also comes with a 20% off pre-order price as well. This is one of those intriguing ones that may be worth keeping an eye on.
Okay, so the next game is Ultrawings from Bit Planet Games. There aren't a great deal of flight games on the Nintendo Switch. There's been a few, but they've been of very mixed quality. I think I caught a trailer of this one actually on YouTube the other day, and I'm still not exactly sure what it is. I think it's an open world game with loads of different challenges that you can do.
Yeah, going by the blurb, to be honest, it sounds very much like a Pilot Wings game. So you can choose between a light aircraft, a rocket-powered glider, etc, etc. I'm assuming that you take part in missions where you have to pop balloons or land on a floating platform, that sort of thing. If it's half as good as Pilot Wings, it may well be worth a look actually.
Yeah, that's another classic Glen shout, to be fair. That's exactly what it is, isn't it? It's just Pilot Wings by another name. Next game is a very interesting one indeed. It's called Undeads Building. Now, I'd not heard of this at all, and it was actually Glen that said it's a little bit like Five Nights at Freddy's. You are an elevator operator, and you have to try and make, well, apparently tough decisions to keep the survivors alive. You probably know as much as I do about this one, to be honest. I'm confused and a little bewildered, but it's 20% off, and at £3.59 might be worth it. What do you reckon about this one, Glen?
It almost looks as if zombies have invaded one of the houses from The Sims 2, and you have to get those appallingly rendered 3D models into that elevator before the zombie apocalypse hits. In all seriousness, it looks like it could be interesting. It does have a Five Nights at Freddy's vibe about it. It's certainly different, and it's cheap and cheerful. We'll see.
Okay, what we got next? Okay, here we go. This actually looks really nice. The next game is called Goken from Gianti. It's an action RPG, but the instant I saw it, it reminded me of Breath of Fire. I used to love Breath of Fire 3 back on the PlayStation, and it's very reminiscent to an updated version of that. Now, whether or not it plays anything like it, I don't know, but those visuals have got me hooked already. It combines an open world with a real-time strategy action battle system, and the strange bit here is that there's a customizable tattoo system. Ah, Japan, how I love you.
Next up then, we'll bundle these in together so that this video isn't too long. We have a couple more of the Sega Ages releases. We have Alex Kidd in Miracle World and we have Game Ground. I've not played a lot of Alex Kidd, I know Mark has, but Game Ground is a game that I've very much enjoyed in the past. I think it was a Mega Drive release, I might be wrong, but these Sega Ages releases are great.
Yeah, Alex the Kid is a brilliant game. I had it on the Master System. I can picture the artwork. I mean, that default image there is basically what was on the side of the cartridge. Great game, that. Really enjoyed it. $5.99. I think I'm going to have a bit of a trip down memory lane with that one. The next game is The World Next Door, and it seems to combine some visual novel elements with a match-free puzzler. As you match the different puzzle pieces, this then causes attacks against your enemies. Some games have done this quite well in the past. I think, Glen, you reviewed Metropolis Lux Obscura. Bloody hell, that's a mouthful.
I like when games find ways to use the match-free system, but in different genres of games. There was one on the DS a few years ago called Might of Magic, I think that's what it was called. Absolutely fantastic game, a serious hidden gem on the DS, if anyone wants to check that one out.
Good stuff. I just like it when I actually recognise the name of a game that Glen quotes. Makes me feel like I actually know what I'm doing. The next game is WarParty by Crazy Monkey Studios, and this is one I think many of you will have been waiting for a while, not because you know what it is, but because you've been waiting for this style of game. It's a real-time strategy in the style of Command & Conquer, but with dinosaurs. It very much imitates those real-time strategies of old. I have played a small amount of it, and it's build a base, build it bigger, build a load of dinosaurs, and then attack. Unless you're one of those turtle players. I bet you're one of those turtle players, aren't you?
That's called being a winner. That's what hence turtle. That's what the Romans did. It's a scientific fact that anything with dinosaurs in is instantly 10% cooler, so yeah, why not? WarParty, looks good.
Next game is one that many of you have probably already pre-ordered, and there's a demo on the eShop. It's Yoshi's Crafted World. So this side-scrolling platformer has a nice unique aesthetic, but the bit for me that really stands out, and it's what I'm always looking for in Nintendo games personally, is a good co-op experience, and this definitely has that. Glen, you're the Nintendo aficionado.
What I've always enjoyed about Yoshi games, and Kirby games actually, is that Nintendo take risks in those games when it comes to the graphical style. Whereas with Mario, they traditionally play it quite safe. With Kirby and Yoshi over the years, we've seen some absolutely delightful looking games. This looks very similar to Yoshi's Woolly World, which was on the Wii U. Yeah, alright, childish. Woolly, as in wool, not...
It's your accent, mate.
That was a very good game, and if this utilises the power of the Switch to enhance the experience further, then this will be well worth picking up. Next one then is an oldie but goodie, and it's Gods Remastered. This is a side-scroller that I played way back when on the Super Nintendo, and they've done what a few games have done recently, such as Wonder Boy, and they've got the classic graphics and a new style of graphics that you can switch on the fly. It will be really interesting to see if the gameplay is held up on this one. I'm not a huge fan of the new graphics going by the screenshots, but at least you've got that classic style there to use as well.
Excellent. And well, I've just found another little gem just sat at the bottom there on the 29th. Look at this, Glen. This is right up your alleyway, and I bet this does actually probably have quite a big following. It's Koei Tecmo Europe. This is Nelke, the legendary alchemist's Ateliers of the New World. And this, for my money, looks right up Glen's street.
Yeah, believe it or not, I do actually own one of these games. There's already one on the Switch, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but it's Atelier Lydian, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Painting. I'm pretty sure that's the one I've got. I bought it physically because it was fairly cheap. I know this is a huge series that people go mad for, but I know very little about it, to be fair, so maybe this is one that you lot can enlighten us with in the comments section.
Okay, so there you have it. It's another week down. The shovels haven't been worked too hard this week, I don't think, Glen. That's not too bad, is it?
I kind of have a feeling of excitement and trepidation when we do these videos, but actually this week looks half decent.
Lovely stuff. Thanks so much for watching as always, guys, and to our Patreons who support us every single week. If you'd like to join them, see the links down below. And for all things Switch all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!
Yeah, let us know if you're picking any of these up. Take it easy, and until the next one, happy gaming.